The Osmo Pocket 4, is this the first true victim of the US government ban? So DJI just dropped the Osmo Pocket 4. New sensor, better slow motion, improved color science, and it looks really good on paper. But there's just one problem. If you live in the United States, you can't buy this just yet. And not because it's sold out, and not because DJI is doing some kind of limited release, but because the US government, specifically the FCC, effectively blocked it from ever reaching your doorstep. Today, we're breaking down exactly what happened, what it means for content creators right now, and what your options actually are. Because this isn't just a product story. This is the first real concrete casualty of the government ban that a lot of you guys thought wouldn't actually bite. So let's just get right into it. Firstly, let's talk about the camera itself, because genuinely it's an interesting piece of hardware. The Osmo Pocket 4, it keeps the same core DNA as the Pocket 3. We have the same compact handheld form factor that we all know and love. The same Type 1 image sensor. We have the 3-axis gimbal stabilization that made the Pocket 3 one of the most beloved vlogging run and gun cameras on the market. But here's where it gets upgraded. The Pocket 4 doubles the top end frame rate. Now we're talking 4K at 240 frames per second. Now that's serious slow motion. That's the kind of slow motion that a few years ago you would have had to pay $3,000 for a cinematic camera to pull that off. And that alone is a meaningful jump. And then there's the color science. The Pocket 3 shot in D-Log-M, which gave us some flexibility in post, but it was a compressed log format. Now the Pocket 4 steps up to full D-Log. That's more dynamic range, more headroom for color grading, and if you care about your footage looking cinematic rather than just clean, well then this really matters. But is it a revolutionary upgrade? Honestly, no. It's an evolutionary upgrade. It's DJI doing what DJI does, taking something that already worked really well and making it measurably better, which makes what happens next all the more frustrating. The ban and how we got there. Now, to understand why the Pocket 4 isn't coming to the US, we have to back up a little bit. In December of last year, DJI's entire product line, drones, gimbals, cameras, all of it, it was all added to the FCC's covered list. Now that's the federal list of products deemed to be potential national security risks. And once you're on it, getting new products approved through the FCC becomes, to put it generously, a complete nightmare. Now here's the key thing, this wasn't totally out of nowhere. The 2024 National Defense Authorization Act, now that's the big annual defense funding bill, included a provision that set a December 2025 deadline for the government to conduct a security audit of DJI's product line. The deal was simple. If DJI passed the audit, well then we didn't have a problem. But if no agency completed the audit by the deadline time, well then DJI's communications and video equipment would automatically be added to the covered list. And as 2025 went on, it became pretty clear that nobody was actually doing the audit. DJI put out public statements asking for the process to be moved forward, but the Trump administration had other priorities. And when December finally arrived, the FCC didn't just add DJI to the covered list as required by law, they went a little further. They banned all foreign-made drones. But there was a couple of carve-outs. Equipment that was already FCC approved before the change could still be used and sold in the US. Here's something interesting though. If the ban happened in December, why are we only talking about this now in 2026? Because DJI was smart about it. They had several first quarter products that made it through the FCC approval pipeline before the covered list changes kicked in. That means the Avata 360 drone, the Mic 3 wireless microphone systems, and the RS5 gimbal. All of those got approved just in time, and all of them launched in early 26. Now, DJI isn't officially selling these products through its US online stores, but independent retailers have been filling in the gaps. So if you want an RS5 or a Mic 3 right now, you can get them. Inventory exists and the market found a way. But the Pocket 4 is different. DJI's own statement makes it explicit. The Osmo Pocket 4 will not be available in the US market at launch due to pending FCC authorization. So if we read between the lines there, The Pocket 4 was submitted to the FCC. The FCC hasn't approved it just yet, and given that DJI is now on the covered list, well then that approval is, how to put it diplomatically, not looking good. Now this is the first DJI product that didn't make it through the door, and that's pretty significant. So what happens next? Now, is the Pocket 4 permanently blocked in the US? Well, that's the big question, but DJI is actually suing the US government over this ban, and lawsuits can change things. Now if they win or a settlement reshapes the situation, well then the landscape could look pretty different. Now I'm not going to pretend that it's impossible, but I will be real with you. I think it's highly unlikely, at least during the remainder of the Trump administration's second term. The FCC's concerns about Chinese-made technology aren't unique to DJI. They've already extended to foreign-made Wi-Fi routers. Now, this isn't a DJI-specific grudge, it's a broader technological and geopolitical stance that the US is taking. A full about-face from DJI's future in the US under this administration. So, as content creators, we need to operate under the assumption that this is a new reality, at least for now. So what should the US creators do right now? Because if you've been thinking about picking up a pocket camera, you still have a path forward. Option 1, we have the Pocket 3. It's still available right now, and you can find it for around $500, which is a solid drop from the original price. And here's the thing, the Pocket 4 is better, yes, but it's not dramatically better. The core experience, the image quality and the stabilization, the form factor, the Pocket 3 still delivers on all of that. If you want a Pocket 3 in your kit, well then grab them now while you still can. Now, DJI have said that they're committed to keeping FCC approved products in production for the US market. We have option 2. Watch the clone market. Now, I know how that sounds, but hear me out. A company called Xtra already released something called the Muse, which by all accounts is essentially a Pocket 3 clone. The folks over at Ready Set Drone has actually tested it and called it a 99% Pocket 3. That's not a ringing endorsement of originality, but it tells you the hardware is there. Now, if Xtra or another manufacturer follows up with a Pocket 4 style clone, well then that could legitimately be an alternative. But the question is build quality, support and software. All of the things that DJI has historically been very good at. But for most creators who need that form factor, it's worth keeping an eye on. So here's the honest takeaway. The Osmo Pocket 4 is a good camera. It's probably a great camera, and the fact that the US creators can't buy it just now isn't DJI's fault. It isn't really even the FCC's fault. It's the result of years of geopolitical tensions between China and the US playing out in a very real and very tangible way in the consumer tech market. What started as a national security policy is now shaping which cameras you can walk into a store and buy. And that's not nothing. That's really a big deal. And the Pocket 4 won't be the last product affected by this. This is almost certainly the beginning of a pattern. So keep an eye on the situation. If DJI's lawsuits make any meaningful progress, well then we'll cover it. If the clone market makes or produces something worth your money, well then we'll test it. And if something changes in Washington, well, hey, you'll hear about it here first, probably. So if you found this video useful, do me a favor guys and hit that like button. It genuinely helps my channel grow. And also subscribe if you want to stay ahead of those stories like this one. And drop a comment below if you're sticking with the Osmo Pocket 3 or if you're going to wait this out and see what happens. I'm Adam from Zone and Lens. You guys have been absolutely colourful, and I hope to connect with you all in the next video.